Okay, so today I'm going to do Russell Brand's natal chart, and I was recently watching a lot of videos of him the other day, and I was trying to figure him out, but I just couldn't figure him out. And I even forgot I read charts until I remembered, okay, you know what? I'm going to look into his chart and see if he's got an hour that he's born. So, sure enough, there is an hour, and I decided to do his chart. Okay, so Russell Brand is a Sun Gemini, born on June 4th, 1975 in England, and he was born at 12 a.m. according to Google. So he's a Capricorn rising, 27 degrees. Now, the first thing that I noticed in Russell Brand's chart is that he's got a strong third house. He's got the moon, 4 degrees, right here. He's got Mars, 10 degrees, and he's got Jupiter, 17 degrees in Aries. So he's got a very, very strong Gemini trait. Although he's already a Sun Gemini, he was born on Gemini, 12 degrees, June 4th, 1975. So he's got very good communication skills. Very, very good. The way he communicates is superb. Okay, it's more like of a magician, of a mastermind. Like, he could get anybody to do whatever and say whatever. He gets women to bow down to him. Very rarely do I see him lose, the alpha male status of control in a conversation. Usually he's got a lot of control, and that has to do because of the third house and because he's a Sun Gemini. Okay. Now, Russell Brand is always talking about sex, and he's always very, very sexual, and I could see it here because he's got Mars in Aries. Okay, Mars in Aries is very hot-blooded, especially when you have the moon next to it, to Mars. That intensifies, the sexual urges. Plus, he's got 27 degrees Capricorn. Capricorn is a very sexual sign. Is always thinking about sex, could have sex like, I don't know, 20 times a day. And this right here, really, and Jupiter's not even helping. Jupiter, let me point it out. Jupiter is not helping the situation. He's amplifying these two effects of the moon intensifying Mars, and Jupiter's just amplifying, because that's what Jupiter does. Jupiter's the amplificator. Now, Mars next to the moon, especially the moon in Aries, doesn't think. They actually react really, really quickly without even thinking. Okay, I even made a video about this, about the moon in Aries. And with Mars next to him, the ruler of Aries, he's very, very magnetic, as you can see. He's also very charismatic because of the rising sign in Capricorn. Capricorns have really good and nice characters. Okay, they have very strong characters. And I believe his teeth really, really show, the Capricorn physical traits of him. Now, another thing that I noticed that makes him very magnetic is the fact that he's got 27 degrees Venus right on Cancer. And it actually falls in his 7th house of partnerships. Okay? And he has like a very strong character with Capricorn. He also has a very magnetic Mars, very well driven, but he's got a very soft Venus. Very, very soft and balanced at the 7th house, because 7th house ruled by Libra. So he draws women with this really, really soft tone voice, and yet he's very impulsive, like an Aries, okay, with the Mars and Aries right here. So he's kind of like a push-pull with women, and he's really good at it. This is what makes him a real good pickup artist. Another thing that makes him a really good pickup artist is the fact that he's got Mercury and the Sun in the 5th house. Okay, this is the 5th house right here. The 5th house has to do with romance, with creativity, with seduction too, and projects, music, things that you do out of creativity, also dating. He's got Mercury there and the Sun in Gemini. So what do you think he dedicates himself to? He dedicates himself on the hunt, on dating women, on going for romantic encounters and drawing in people. He enjoys communicating since he's got that Mercury in Gemini. That's how he communicates. He's extremely, extremely brilliant. Now, his Saturn is on his 6th house of health, in Cancer. He could be very indulgent, but he's very hardworking, and Remember, he used to do drugs. So Saturn does affect his health. Okay, he's got to really work on building his health his whole entire life because he's got Saturn in the 6th house of health, routine. And if you have a nice routine, if you have nice habits, then you have really good health. But he doesn't have good habits, and I think he was on crack or something. But he used to be a drug addict, and he had to build himself up with that Saturn there in the 6th house. Now, Uranus falls in his 10th house. Never mind the Pleiadian system. I always use the equal house system. So this is a 10th house, and it falls in his 10th house of reputation, of career, of how people know him. And he's very spontaneous because Uranus is the most spontaneous planet. It's very unique, okay? And it's full of surprises. You just never know what Uranus is going to do. And he's got that personality of you just don't know what he's going to say next, okay? And people know him for that. Now, Russell Brand has the North Node in the 11th house of network, television, society, people, friends, dreams, goals. So his direction is there. It's heading there. His life purpose pretty much gravitates through society, okay? And also not to mention it's in Sagittarius, 00 degrees Sagittarius, a little bit cusping, the Scorpio. So naturally he's very much into mysticism. Now I want to say something about Russell Brand. Russell Brand is not a fool though, okay? He does act foolish, he does act dumb as a fox, but he's not a fool, guys, okay? In fact, he is actually the ex-handler of Katy Perry, because I saw a clip of him flashing like a little obey sign that triggered Katy to split certain personalities. Okay, it's actually on Google if you Google it. So he's not who you think he is. Okay, and I know a lot of people are awake and they actually know about it. Okay, but I'm just saying this. I'm just putting this in here because I also see that the North Node is right next to Neptune. Neptune's very deceptive, guys. Okay. I mean, it's Neptune on the good note. It's very, very creative. I like Neptune. It pertains to music, just like Capricorn pertains to music. But it could also be deceptive, okay? And I could see the North Node is right next to Neptune, okay? Now, he's got Pluto in the 9th house in Libra, 6 degrees, which the 9th house is ruled by Sagittarius, is ruled by religion, it's ruled by travel, higher knowledge, and all that stuff. So for him, he needs to feel like he's connected to some sort of source, okay? And I could see how this is relevant to his, recent videos where he's doing yoga, Kundalini yoga, and he's always been like that. But he's very into, occult matters, okay, and higher knowledge kind of stuff. And he constantly has to feel like physically balanced, Libra, to feel in control, Pluto. Now, going on into aspects, you can see here that he's got 10 degrees Mars and 10 degrees Neptune. They're both in fire signs, so they're trining. When there's a trine, the energy flows really easily. So his communication skills in the 3rd house, okay, sorry, 3rd house, not 13. It's helping the Neptune in the 11th house in the community and communication. So he's really, really pushy when it comes to idealism, the way he portrays his ideas. Okay, he could convince anybody that they're wrong. He's really good at it. He can push and push and push his will towards his friends here with idealism, about the future, ideas, because the 11th house has to do with Aquarius. Okay, it has to do with vision. So he could push his vision and people will gladly accept it. People are accepting it. Now, he's got a semi-square here with Venus, okay, 27 degrees, okay, and Uranus, 28 degrees, okay. Venus is in the 7th house, and Uranus is in the 10th house, so it clashes, okay. His career clashes with his marriages, okay, so he doesn't really last that long, okay. It creates a certain friction, and also it could create something that's explosive, okay, energy that's explosive. Whoever he meets in his career, and I've seen interviews of him, okay, that he's getting interviewed, and the interviewer goes crazy for him. So he has this explosive energy there and here in his relationships. Okay. So his character, the public persona, could really strike a chord in his partnerships. Okay, whether it be marriage, business partnerships, but how he's seen, which is completely erratic, actually could either help him get a relationship quickly, or it could really shake up his personal life. So I hope you guys enjoyed this natal chart reading of Russell Brand. And if you guys want a reading, go to the description below, and I'll be happy to give you a reading. All the information is there. Have a great day, guys.